Hey guys, here I am back in my studio with a custom palette. It's pretty similar to that one right there that I did a couple days ago. I just finished it yesterday. I'm gonna pour this through the colander, but I'm gonna do it differently. I just have a plan of how I want, hopefully this to look. But these are my colors. I'm gonna put this blue on top, and I'm gonna start somewhere with these neutrals. And I'm gonna do something different. Instead of just pouring a little bit at a time, I think I'm gonna pour each cup into the colander as we go. So this is beige, and this is a little darker version of it. This is the terracotta, and this is a little more red, sort of a brick version of that. And this is that turquoise blue with white and silver. Artist Loft Soft Body White, and I already showed you the blue, and that is just ice blue from Dazzling Metallics. Now my dump paint is right there, Artist Loft Soft Body Black, and there's my colander, and there's my other brush to brush the top of this to make it look a little bit more like a clean slate. So this is a 30 by 40 canvas, so it's quite large. I'm reusing it, and I'm a little nervous because sometimes when I reuse it, it's slightly weighted by the previous pour. So I tightened the back, I sprayed it with some water, and then I used my heat gun, and then I painted the top, and I also used my heat gun, just let it dry. And it's pretty firm, as you can see. It's pretty good, it's pretty firm. So we're gonna get started here in a minute. I'm gonna check the consistencies of these paints, and we'll get moving. So just real quick, 'cause I get tons of questions. I just wanted to know, I usually say this in my videos, but all my color paints, all these paints up front here are mixed the same. It's 1 part paint, 2 to 3 parts American Floetrol, water, and a drizzle of Liquitex pouring medium. And for my dump paint, it's usually 1 part paint, 4 to 5 parts Floetrol, more Floetrol in there. Again, it's American Floetrol, a drizzle of Liquitex pouring medium, and water. So all these consistencies are equal. These all need to be equal, and so does this one for it to work. Now, I also use my strainer. As you can see, they're all used up to get all the lumps out so that you don't get drags or little caterpillars across your canvas. Okay, guys, get started here in just a moment. Okay, here we are. We are ready to start. So first things first, let's say hello to everybody who's watching. If this is your first time, thanks for joining. So we're gonna use a colander today. I've been doing that more frequently over the past few months. I sort of like the designs that it makes when I do these dump and swirl pours. So I started with the browns and the beige on the bottom. And I liked the terracotta color. I thought it went well. It's sort of really earthy, so I put that with the browns and beige. And again, I'm emptying each cup. So then we did this muted sort of turquoise that has some silver in it. I thought it looked nice against the terracotta. And then once again, adding some white. Now with the white, I did split that up. I didn't pour it all out at once. So this color, I call it a brick color. It's more on the red side. It looks redder in this video than it does in person. And last but not least, the ice blue on top. I was hoping it would sink a little bit more. So I checked the consistency of my black paint one more time. Put that down, then I want to dry off that stir stick because I'm a little obsessive compulsive. So we'll put it off to the side. And we'll slowly lift up the colander and get as much paint out as I can. And then we'll just move it off to the side. So here we go. So I usually pour slightly off center because of the direction that I'm pouring. So I'm going to be pouring to the lower left side. And something to remember if you're using a large canvas in particular is sort of bring your paints back every once in a while so the weight of the paint doesn't stay in one area. So you can bring it back a little bit. I take it over the next corner. And then I bring it back over the edge. If you notice right there when I lifted it up, you can see the cells starting to form on the edge of the canvas, which is always a great thing. And then look at all that color. So What I say usually at this point, I can tell is kind of going to turn out pretty good because I've got so many cells popping up right now. So I'm drying off my hands because I need to torch it in just a second. And at the same time, I just always stop and I look and I'm just kind of wondering, how it's going to go. So you can see the color, especially the sort of the terracotta and the brick color are coming in. And I also see some of that beige. Actually, I put the beige and brown next to each other so they sort of highlight each other. So there you go. Now that color really came in quickly. And we're about done. Okay guys, here I am with the initial wet walkthrough. Now I know overall my colors were similar to that one, but I poured them in a different order and I poured the cups out one at a time. And so you can see with that beige, we have more of that down, and then we have the red. And the light blue is kind of cool. It's kind of circling the negative space there. Now, what I'm trying to do is create an effect that doesn't necessarily have these sort of wings off to the side there. I don't dislike that, but I'm just trying to get a little bit more movement without that. So I'm thinking one of two things, eliminating the white, except for maybe on the bottom. I can do a light color in the middle, but the white seems to create a different effect, like over here. So you can see how the white is there, and it's a little bit different here. But I was going for something pretty neutral, so I'm really kind of happy with that. I know, it's sort of reddish, it's sort of a brick color, but it looks more red because I poured the white right near it, so that's pretty cool. So I'll show you close up. Now, the white makes these pearls really, or cells, we're going to call them, really shaped differently. Now, the other pearls here, the brown, the beige, some of them look pretty cool, pretty interesting. And then as we move up towards the negative space. So yeah, I like this because it is neutral, meaning it's just very simple. It's pleasing to the eye. It's not overwhelming. It's not bright. Let me show you the negative space here. Don't want to step in some paint. I made a mess today. Now, I don't know if you can see on the video clip. I haven't gone back and watched it yet, but I did pour a little bit of black paint. So I thought it was going to close up. I started getting all these cells. So yeah, I'm going to see how these develop, maybe clean some up a little bit. That doesn't need a whole lot, I don't think. These are pretty interesting down here with the white and the cells and the brown coming through. Now I mixed my brick and my beige all with Artist Loft paints. I did cobalt blue. This is the red. And then I used yellow. So what I did with the brick color, it's yellow and red, but you don't need a lot of red and blue. And so when I created more of a brown, a darker brown, then what I did was added some more yellow to it to make it this beige. For the brick color, that has more red in it, obviously, and yellow, and just a tad of blue. And I may have added some white to lighten it up. And the white that I use is Artist Loft Soft Body White. So yeah, I just think these are pretty cool. I like the detail. And I wanted to show you more of that, because I don't know if I show as much in my videos. I know a lot of people are doing swipes and blooms and spinny things and all kinds of stuff. And you have different types of cells, different types of pearls. These are almost like lacing. As you can see, the red going up to the corner. And you can see my window when I drop my phone here. But yeah, so you got the blue in here too. See, I think those are really cool. I don't think I show you enough of this. Okay, so I'm gonna see how it dries. I'm pretty sure it's gonna dry as is. Maybe, you know, some of these may push into the black a little bit more, but overall, I think we've got a winner. Again, I was going for neutral, sort of muted tones, and I think we accomplished that today. Okay, friends, we'll see how it dries, and I'll catch up with you maybe in a day or two once it's all dry. Okie doke, guys, here we are back the next day. It was almost dry this morning, so I'm thinking it's dry. It was a little wet right through there, so I put my radiating heater on just to get the temperature up just a little bit to help it dry. Now I am going to go in and clean up the edges around the negative space like I typically do. I'm going to clean up through here and around through here, and then take off this edge. And we'll see how it looks. I don't think I will dot anything. I do want to say what I noticed when it dried is what I thought was mostly white through here is really that light blue, which is really cool. And so it streaks out all through here. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. And we are going to get started here in just a moment. I will do a time lapse and show you the final dried results. I'm gonna clean up the studio first and we'll go from there. Okay guys, hold on. Okay guys, I am done. That was a little trickier than I thought because there was some area around this part of the negative space that I took out and just tried to round to make them look more like cells. And I also took off a couple of cells at the very end. I just felt like I wanted sort of a clean space. So I'm very happy the way this turned out. I kind of like this orientation the best. sort of more of the white on the bottom. So let me go in and show you a close-up that you can see what I did. So I just cleaned everything up, took the edge off to the side. I rounded the cells, most of them. I mean, you know, I left them a little bit imperfect because the cells are typically imperfect. But yeah, that's what we've got. So I am done with this painting, and let it sit for a week or two, and then I'll probably varnish it. Okay, guys, I hope you like it. Hope you had fun, and stay tuned. There'll be more to come.